quit. If you think you can do this job better than I can, go ahead. I know my worth. I know what I bring to the table, and I can find another company that will value me. Okay, that's not what I really said to my boss. That's just what I said in my head. And I know I'm not the only one who's ever wanted to say that. Maybe this is you or someone you know. Picture this. It's Thursday, 8 p.m. Everyone else is logged off for the day except you. You're still working up against a tight deadline because your team, they're counting on you. You've been in back-to-back meetings since 10 a.m. and you just realized you never even ate lunch. Your phone buzzes. It's an email from your manager that says, hey, I know you might be leaving soon, but can we hop on a quick 15-minute call? Your phone buzzes again and it's your sick mother reminding you that you better pick up her prescription on your way home. And then you get a text from your friend that says, we still hanging out tonight, right? Or are you working late again? You take a second to collect yourself. You pack up, walk to your car, and you are one notification from breaking down right there in that parking lot. See, there's this question that's been lingering in the back of your mind for a while now. Is all of this hard work even worth it? But maybe the real question is it about you losing your job or is it about you losing yourself? What I just described has a name, and it's called the high performance tax. We're going to talk about what it is, what it's been costing you, and how to stop paying it. Now, I define it as the extra weight, pressure, and responsibilities that quietly accumulates on the most capable person in the room. And not because they asked, but because their excellence made them the easiest target. Now, how many of us have ever had to pay taxes? Show of hands. Well, here's the thing about taxes. We don't always know what's being collected. We see things coming out of our paycheck and we've accepted it because, well, that's just how it works. The high performance tax works the exact same way. It gets collected every single time you say yes when you really mean no. Every time you stay late. Every time you take on more than you were hired to do because you're so good at it. See, we've been conditioned to believe that high performance is about carrying all that you can, no matter if it breaks you. But I believe it's about sustaining what you can while staying whole. Because if you can't sustain it, it's a countdown to a breakdown. I know this because I lived it. 10 years ago, I started what I thought was my dream job. See, I learned early growing up that success wasn't optional, it was survival. I watched my parents pour everything they had into keeping the lights on, and my ambition was my lifeline. So naturally, I gave it my all. In a short amount of time, my workload doubled. But guess what didn't double? My paycheck. And my title? It stayed the same. So one day I decided to walk into my boss's office and I said, hey, I can't do all this work by myself, so I'm gonna need some help. He looked at me and he goes, yeah, you're just gonna have to figure it out. But you're a rock star. You can handle it. You got this. Now, I in fact did not have it. The truth was, I was silently breaking down, trying to hold everything up. I was everyone's go-to, yet no one's priority. Slowly, the job that was paying me began to cost me more than I could have ever imagined. I decided to put in my 2 weeks' notice, not knowing what came next. But you want to know what came next? They hired 2 people to replace me. See, that job had never been designed for one person. It only worked because I made it work. And that's when I realized that this wasn't just about me anymore. It was about a system that had been quietly outsourcing its responsibility onto the strongest person and calling it excellence. Since I've left, I've spent the last decade studying how and why this happens. According to a 2025 workplace report, burnout has reached an all-time 7-year high, with 61% of workers impacted. The causes? Heavy workload, long work hours, difficulty balancing work with personal life, and a lack of support. Behind those numbers is a person that's struggling in a system that not only allows it, but benefits from it. And this doesn't just happen at work. We see this in our families. The caregiver, the peacekeeper, the moneylender, the one who puts their life on hold so everyone else can keep going. We see this in our relationships. The strong friend everyone calls for life advice, but never gets asked if they're okay. Or the partner in the relationship that carries the entire emotional weight while their needs quietly go unmet. See, the text doesn't discriminate. And if you're excellent, it will find you. And when it does, it comes at a cost. Through my work coaching high performers, these are the 3 most common costs that I've seen. Their health. 35 with high blood pressure. They joke about being tired, but behind that joke is a fear that this might just be their life now. Their presence. Physically at the dinner table with loved ones, but mentally elsewhere. The ones that love them the most get whatever energy is left at the end of the day. Their peace. They can't remember the last time they genuinely felt at ease. Not needed, not productive, not accomplished, just peace. But there's some good news in all of this. Once you see how these costs are adding up in your life, you can start paying the tax. Let's take Shauna Thomas, for example. Emmy Award-winning executive producer of CBS Mornings. She recently announced she was leaving the morning show after years of producing live TV every week. She sent a memo out to her team that was refreshingly honest, and in this memo, she said, "I'm tired, y'all." Then she posted her announcement on Instagram with a caption that said, "Look, y'all, this is not a bad thing. I'm going to miss everyone, but I need to go find a beach." I don't believe she had it all figured out, but she decided she was done paying the high performance tax. And that decision, I believe it's available to all of us. Now, you might be thinking by now, well, Letitia, how do I start paying this tax? I'd like to invite you to try these 3 steps. I'm going to ask you all to do something, okay? Repeat after me. Review.
Review.
Redefine.
Redefine.
Reclaim.
Reclaim.
First, review your time, energy, yeses, those projects that you've taken on, those messes that you've cleaned up because you believe you're the only one who could. Once you recognize this pattern, it stops being an obligation and it starts being a choice. Next is redefine your own personal standards of excellence, not the expectations others have assigned to you. Consider measuring success not by how much you can tolerate, but by your capacity to enjoy the life you worked so hard to build. And last is reclaim your energy towards a life that sustains you as much as it stretches you. Before adding anything to your plate, ask, what needs to be dropped to make room for this? Or better yet, is this even mine to carry? It puts the responsibility back where it belongs. I'd like to leave you all with what Thursday at 8 p.m. can look like on the other side. You close your laptop on time. You're with your loved ones, fully present. Your phone buzzed and you didn't even flinch. And somewhere between the laughter at the dinner table, you realize something. you feel like yourself again. 10 years ago, I didn't just leave a job that day. I left a version of me that had been abandoning herself in the name of excellence. Your excellence? It was never the problem. The problem was the high performance tax you were paying to perform it. And the next time you find yourself asking, is all of this hard work even worth it? You'll know that it doesn't have to come at the expense of losing yourself. Thank you.